Let me watch it again. Okay, thumbs up again, Christine. Okay, perfect. Okay, if you have seen the live videos I've been doing and the posts and the pictures and all that kind of stuff, we have about 800 or 900 stories hanging around the office. These stories are so inspiring. They are so uplifting. They are so motivating. Christina Delgado, she started this movement, and it has blown me away. It was so funny, you guys. Not a lot of people, so I have a personal Facebook page, and not a lot of people know that I work for Beachbody. And it's so funny. The other day I shared, Craig, you're actually the one who told me about that video. I hadn't seen that video yet. He said, have you seen this video, Lacey? That video that Kaylee, she's a coach in the Northeast, she made a video about these IMT Beachbody. Oh my heavens, it gave me chills from my head to my toes. And so I went on my personal page and I posted it. And I said, people, I'm like, because I've been in the fitness industry for like 17 years, for a very, very long time. Whenever my friends and family and people that I've trained or worked with before, they reach out to me, I say every single time, follow a Beachbody coach online. Find someone who you mesh well with, get on Shakeology, get on one of the programs, and join the challenge group. And so guys, this is the first time I actually made a post about working for Beachbody. And I said, if you want to be inspired, I said, watch this video and search the hashtag IMT Beachbody. These stories are so unbelievable. You guys, if you have not done one yet, I challenge you all, when we get off this call, to write your story and to post it. They are unbelievable. But it's so funny, when I made this post, usually on my personal page when I make posts, you know what, like me or my family or my niece and nephews or my boyfriend or whatever, I get like 200-300 likes. I got like 20. And it was so funny. For the first time I was like, I know what my coaches feel like. Oh my heavens, you know, it was just so funny. But you guys, I guarantee you, hundreds of people watched that video and hundreds of people searched that hashtag. Even though they didn't like, they didn't comment, I know, like I know. So keep on showing up every single day. There are people who are out there who need to hear your story. So this is my story of hope and love. Right here on my hand, I have hope with a little heart. Jeff Hill gave the most amazing closing speech at New Leadership Conference last month, which you all have to put that on your vision board because you all have to go next year. It's incredible. But he said, I want you to write one word that you think of when you think of Beachbody. And my word was hope and also love. So I put a little heart because we can only do one word, hope and love. You guys, I've been in the fitness industry since I was like 18. I got involved in like exercise classes and I taught at the colleges here. They would roll on a big, huge stage and I'd be teaching 200 or 300 people. I taught at BYU, Brigham Young University, at Utah Valley University, and then 6 of the gym locations in Utah County. I lived in the gym. I spent 2 or 3, sometimes 4 hours a day in the gym. I developed the most horrible eating disorder because I had the most weird, messed up relationship with food. It was either I would have 0 cookies or I would have 100. There was no middle ground. I put this picture of my face because there's no light in my eyes. I'm miserable, I'm depressed, I'm unhappy. Food controlled my every thought. My every thought was controlled by food and exercise. I was miserable. For the longest time, I took these photos down because for the longest time, you guys, I would train girls to look like me. And after I went through everything I went through, I was like, I am training them to have an eating disorder. Oh my heavens, I'm training them to be miserable like I am. So I always hold these pictures because I give presentations at my church to all the young girls. And I say, look at me, look at my 6-pack, look at my back, look at my ripped legs and my ripped abs and this and that. And I always say, I was so miserable and so unhappy and so depressed. I say, I had no life. You guys, right here, last year or 2 years ago, I went through my second divorce. And my ex-husband, my second ex-husband, he was very extreme in fitness this way. So before him, I loved fitness. I loved like teaching classes and laughing with people. And just, it was all about fun and the community and the relationships that I built. When I married him, he was very, very extreme. And I went extreme with him. After I went through that divorce, I hated the gym. I hated working out. I hated eating healthy. I hated the life I was living, and it reminded me so much of him. And so I ate my feelings. I did. I got hired on Beachbody last year, and I was miserable. Guys, I was miserable. This was August 30th, 2016. I hated my job. I hated working for Beachbody. I would call my mom and cry all the time saying, Mom, my coaches are like how I used to be. They're happy, they're positive, they're full of love for life. They've been through all these hard trials, but they've gotten through them. Mom, I want to be like that again, but I wasn't. I hated my job, you guys. For the first time in my life, I became a snoozer. Every night, I would set a plan like, okay, Lace, you're going to wake up tomorrow morning and you're going to start. It's going to be a new day. The morning would come, my alarm would go off, and I would snooze until I gave myself 15 minutes for work to get ready. Then I'd come to work, I'd do my job, and I was sad the whole time. At lunch, I'd go to Leader's Bakery, and I'd get a chocolate chip cookie, a mint brownie, a slice of carrot cake. It was the edge piece because it had the most frosting. Sometimes a tart, sometimes bread pudding. I didn't eat a vegetable or a piece of fruit. I didn't use the oven or the stove for probably 3, 4, 5 months. I started just eating fast food that I never eat fast food. I just started trying to hurt my body because I was hurting so bad. I was trying to fill that void. Guys, I hated my life and I hated myself. I was so unhappy. I kept hearing you guys' stories. They kept trying to get us to do things at work. When the Beachbody Health Vet came out, when Country Heat came out, and Carl did the Beachbody Health Vet for the first time, he also did it for the employees, for the corporate office. So all the girls at work, they made me join the challenge group, even though I did not want to, and I was so miserable to be working out with because I was always making horrible comments about my body, like, look at my thighs, look at my arms, look at this, look at that, look at my face, look at my cheeks, look at my abs, da, da, da. I was so hateful toward my body, you guys. I so was. They started me moving. For, you guys, the last year of my marriage, stress will literally kill you. Stress will totally kill you. And I was not a believer in that until I went through my divorce. Stress will literally kill you. I had pain from my neck all the way down, my spine, and my back, and my butt, and my hip, down my leg and my knee, like the entire right side of my body, 24/7, sharp pain, chronic, dull, achy pain, 24/7. All I could do was walk and do physical therapy. And because I couldn't work out the way I wanted to and the way that made me look like this, I was like, I'm not going to work out at all. So I maybe took less than 1,000 steps per day because come to work, sit down all day, drive to the bakery, come back to work, sit down, drive home, hit like Chick-fil-A or something on the way home, Cafe Ray or something, or another bakery, drive home, watch TV all night long. Then Country Heat came out. The challenge group started with the Health Vet. And the girls at the office would make me, even though I did not want to, they would make me. Then Arnold Nakaha, he's over the International, he had Sydney Maurer, she works in the Central, he had her read the Miracle Morning. And until this time, I was like, I don't need personal development, whatever. But I decided to read it. So I read the Miracle Morning, and that book changed my life. It talks about the savers. It talks about the 6 things that you should do every single morning. The savers are this. S stands for silence. A stands for affirmations. I have never in my life looked in the mirror and said, Lacey, you are strong. Lacey, you are powerful. Lacey, you are beautiful. Never in my life. I felt so weird for a long time. So A is for affirmations. V is for visualization. E is for exercise. R is for reading, personal development. And S is for scribe, or journal writing. And I'm a perfectionist. You guys, I'm so extreme. If I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it all the way and do it my whole heart and soul and just pretty much become burned out. Well, he said, if you have 10 minutes to do the Miracle Morning, take 10 minutes to do it. If you have an hour, do it. He said, done is better than perfect. Because I was like, oh no, it has to be perfect or I won't even do it. It's the start that stops most people. So started doing the Miracle Morning, started working out with the girls at work. I started moving Country heat didn't hurt me. I do not want to do country heat because I'm like, that program, you can't get any results with that. Like, seriously, like, that does nothing. But guess what? It got me moving. Then I started to do size because I was like, okay, it feels good to like sweat. It feels good to like get my heart rate up. It feels good to laugh with the girls in the office, with the challenge groups, to know I'm being held accountable. You guys, this was last month at NLC. Beachbody, I went to lunch with Jeff Hill a couple months ago, and he said, Lacey, what has Beachbody done for you? Like what has it done for you? And I said, Jeff, Beachbody saved my life. I said, I was in the most horrible depression. I didn't think depression was a real thing. I thought it was in people's heads, like, just eat healthy, exercise, and think happy thoughts, and just put a smile on your face. Fake it until you make it. Depression is a real thing, and I did not think that until I went through it. But it's hard to get out of it if you're alone. You can't do it alone. That's why I say we have the most amazing products, we have the most amazing programs, but it's the accountability, support, and love that come from you guys in your challenge groups. That is what is so key. We have the 3 pieces to the puzzle. Most of the companies, yeah, they have great products, or yeah, they might have great programs, but they don't have all 3 pieces. Guys, my transformation is this. I lost 30 pounds for the first time in my life without going on a diet. I can't do the containers. I can't. That just puts me right back into my eating disorder habits, because I was used to weighing, like, I weighed everything. Like, I would weigh it down to like the gram of how many vegetables I was having. Like, it was just too strict for me. So the containers, they don't work for me. But the variety of foods, it does. All right? And because I'm not depriving myself, then I don't want to binge on stuff. Because I'm in the best shape of my life. And guess what? I eat chocolate every single day. I eat a donut if I want. I eat a brownie. But I don't eat an entire box of donuts. I don't eat an entire pan of brownies. My physical transformation, lost 30 pounds. My mental transformation, I have my self-esteem back, my self-confidence, my self-respect, but most importantly, you guys, my self-love. I hated myself. And it's hard to love anybody else or to let them love you if you don't love yourself. Because I know the path after my first divorce is what led me to my second ex-husband. And after counseling, I was just like, I don't want to get married one more time. I'm never getting divorced ever again. And she's like, Lacey, she's like, you got to become healthy or you'll just attract another unhealthy person. Because I didn't love myself and I wouldn't let anybody else love me. My emotional transformation, my favorite part ever of my transformation, like, yeah, losing the 30 pounds was great. Yeah, that was awesome. But it's the light that came back on in my eyes. I love the light that came back on. That is my most favorite part of everybody's transformation. At the summit stage, when you saw those big, huge screen TVs, when those challengers, they'd say, my husband just had an affair. I just found out. We might be getting divorced. I'm not sure, but I've got to get me back. Because there's so much sadness in their eyes. There's so much emptiness. They don't love themselves. They have no confidence. They have no self-esteem. That was me. And then you guys, you see them go on their journey, and it doesn't happen all at once, like bam. It happens gradually. As you become to love yourself more, you have better self-esteem, you have better self-confidence, and all of a sudden that light comes back on. I love the quote that says, having the light in your eyes is the best kept beauty secret. You cannot buy that. You cannot buy the light. Like, money will not buy that. You have to develop yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. I always say the best coaches are your challengers. 71% of all coaches were challengers first. You guys, when you can get someone to get results and have a transformation, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual, usually it's all 4. But when you can get a person to have this transformation, they want to stand and shout for everyone to hear that Beachbody changed their life. They become Beachbody for lifers, not Beachbody for a 21-dayer or Beachbody for a monther or for a 2-monther. They become Beachbody for lifers. If you know me, you know about Beachbody because I'm a lifer. It changed my life. That expensive shake, that people say, oh, you mean that expensive shake? I say, that expensive shake is liquid gold, and I would pay any price for it. I'm like, it's not just about a shake or about pushing play. I'm like, it's about loving yourself, loving life, moving, feeding your body with good, healthy foods, having accountability and support, and love. We all need love. That's what you guys do. So you guys, how do you do this? How do you do this? How do you get people to have that transformation so they become a Beachbody for lifer? Okay, RSVP. I teach this in my new diamond training course, all right? When they first come in brand new diamonds, I say, you guys, RSVP, this is how you have your time management. The R stands for rescuing people. You have to rescue people from themselves. We are the most overweight, obese nation ever known to man, ever before. It's going, the obesity rate is going up and up and up and up. And it's because people are being fooled by, shake this hand weight and lose weight. Show up your abs sitting down, eating pizza and get a six-pack. Take this pill, eat whatever you want, and lose weight. Give yourself this shot of HGC or whatever it's called, I don't remember. That shot, you give yourself a shot and eat 500 calories and don't exercise and you'll lose weight. Because people are so flipping confused because there's so many gimmicks, there's so many gadgets out there that are fake, they're false, they're phony. But people want the quick fix. We don't have the quick fix. We have the fix that works, all right? S stands set up for success. Seriously, I wanted to hug and squeeze Carl until his eyeballs popped out of his head because I was so happy when he talked about the BOD Alexis challenge track going down to 160. I think before we were trying to just set everyone up with the program that was on sale or the program that was on promotion or whatever. Now we can set them up with whatever is going to work for them. We can set them up for success. You guys, 80% of your time should be spent in these two things: rescuing people from themselves and setting them up for success. The other 20% of your time is for the very new people. So those new people that you bring on board, you're going to have to spend more time with them to put them through like a coach basics, a coach training, something to set them up for success than say someone you brought in last month or 6 months ago or last year. You're going to have to spend more time with the very new people. And then P, the performers. It's the people who are actually doing what they're saying they're going to do. They're not just talk. They're talking the talk, but they're also walking the walk. All right? You're going to have so many people that say, I want to be diamond, I want to be 5-star, I want to be elite, I want to be top 200. And all this is this. Because their actions aren't aligned with their goals. Anyone can set a goal, but unless your actions are aligned with your goals, it ain't going to work. All right? The best way ever, and I know you guys all have big, huge hearts, we want to help everybody. The best way ever is to have the BAT. Have your team fill out the business activity tracker. That is in the back office. If you don't have one, if you have one, awesome. If your upline has one, awesome. Just use something that tracks the activities that are going to move your business forward. If your coaches want time with you, want one-on-ones with you, then have them send you that BAT. You guys, if they send it to you blank, that's why their business isn't growing. If they send it to you with zeros all over the place, that's why their business isn't growing. When they start filling it out, when they start actually doing it, their team grows, their volume grows, their income grows, they advance. But I always say too, don't just do the vital behaviors as a checklist. Like, did my invites? Check. Did my workout? Check. Did my PD? Check. Don't be one of those coaches who just goes through the motions. Anyone can go through the motions. But you guys, when you put your whole heart and soul into it, that's when you get results. Anyone can go through the motions, like I said. One of my coaches called me, she said, Lacey, I am pissed off. I feel like you guys are lying to us. And I said, what do you mean? And she goes, you say be here in a year, do the vitals every single day, and you will be successful. She said, I've been here for 2.5 years, and I've done the vitals every single day for 2.5 years, and I'm not successful. And I said, whoa. I said, are you a checklist vital behavior person? Like, invite, check, PD, check. Anyone can listen to PD and have it go in one ear and out the other, and out the other ear. Anyone can read PD and just read words, not even understand anything that's coming to you. And I'm speaking from personal experience. I'll read a whole book and I'm like, what was that even about? What did I learn from it? Because I was just reading words. Personal development is huge in that you guys, you're developing yourself. And that's hard work. You can't just like read something or listen to something. You have to do the action steps it always takes you. There's never been one personal development book that I've ever read or listened to that didn't have call to actions, that didn't have you do some kind of work. You guys, don't just be that coasting by, don't just be that checklist vital behavior person. Put your whole heart and soul into it. And I say, if you don't know what that's like, remember back in the day when you had your transformation and you felt on top of the world. You wanted to share with everyone how Beachbody had changed your life. Go back to that. Always stay in phase 1. All right? This right here. Make sure you're doing the Fantastic 4 daily. Fantastic 4 this. Add 10 people to your network every single day. And that means like not just add on Facebook. It's like they will accept you back. So add them on Facebook, add them on Instagram, add them on Pinterest, whatever. Add people to your network every single day, at least 10. Guys, heck, talk to the lady at the grocery store. Talk to the lady at the post office. The other day I went to the car wash and this new girl came out and I know them all. And she said, everyone told me you're gonna be our favorite customer. I was like, oh, for real? And she's like, yeah, everyone says you're so happy and you actually talk to us. And then the guy came out and he says, yeah, he says, you're our favorite. Just because I opened up my mouth. We're the most connected yet disconnected people ever. We need that human connection, but it's been removed from everything. You no longer have to go to the bank. You no longer have to go to the grocery line. Like, you no longer have to go to the post office. Like, you can do everything pretty much online without any human connection. But we need that. So you guys, add 10 people daily. Connect with 10. That means like start 10 new conversations. Connect with them somehow. Somehow. Invite 5 to something, whether it's to a free group or a challenge group or a sneak peek. Invite 5 to something. And then follow up with 10. All right? Those are the Fantastic 4 that you should be doing daily. And I always say, if the actions you're taking aren't meeting your goals, up your actions. When my coaches say, I want to be 5-star elite, Lacey, I always say, okay, the power of 3 ain't going to cut it. All right? If you want to be 10-star elite, top 200, top 50, top 10, I always say the power of 3, the power of 5, the power of 10, the power of 20. Who knows? Like, who knows? But if you have this big, huge, hairy, audacious goal, then you're going to have big, huge, hairy, audacious actions that are going to get you that. It's not just going to happen because you wrote it down or put it on your vision board. No, you've got to take action. So you guys, your actions have to be aligned with your goals. All right? If your actions aren't meeting your goals, up your actions. Guys, I always talk about this right here. I always say, yes, we're in network marketing. Yes, it's about recruiting. It's about bringing people in. But I hate the word recruiting. I always say, I hate that word recruiting. Puts an ucky taste in my mouth. So I always say, write down the word recruiting, cross it out with a big, huge X, and write build relationships of trust. Because that is what we're doing. Like I said, I was in the fitness industry for 17 years. I taught at all the colleges, six different gyms around here. I was probably put in front of like 400 or 500 people per week. My classes at the colleges were ginormous. I can't tell you how many times I was approached by network marketing companies because they saw me. She's a loudmouth. She talks to everybody. She's going to be our moneymaker. I would never even listen. I would never even listen. I'd always say, no. I wouldn't even listen. Because I got involved with a network marketing company 3 years ago. It was a nutrition company. It was called Mint. It stood for My Nutrition. And because of the person who approached me, it's a girl who I had built an amazing relationship with. I'd known her for years. I looked up to her a lot. She was a good person. She truly wanted to help change the world. Because it was her, I listened. And I caught the vision. I saw what this company was trying to do. Anyways, and I became a coach. I was a coach for 4 months. And then what happened? I went through my divorce and I just took the biggest spiral down ever. Anyways, guess what? When I was in that company, I had to sell $1,300 and $1,400 packages. It was insane. I had to sell $1,300 and $1,400 packages. The smallest one, which I never ever sold, was $900. And the company hadn't even launched yet. I was pretty much selling air. But because people knew me, because they knew what I stood for, because they knew that I wanted to just help people, they listened and they saw the vision too, and they became a part of it. Do you guys, when I went through my divorce, instead of running to coaching or running to this, I ran away. And I became a hermit. I holed up and just depression, sadness. I did not want to see anyone. I moved home for 8 months because I couldn't get through this without my family. And I lived in the middle of nowhere, didn't even have internet, which was good. But you guys, Stephanie Chico had the National Wake Up Call on saying, when you go through these trials, when you go through your husband having an affair, a loss of a child, a loss of a loved one, when you go through sicknesses, when you go through divorces, losses of jobs, whatever, when you go through these hard times, run to coaching and share. And yes, there's a tactful way to share. You don't want to just air your dirty laundry. There's a very tactful way to share. But run to coaching and share. I went to this amazing women's conference. And the lady got up and she spoke about how her husband had an affair and how she got through it. The second lady got up and she talked about how she had lost one of her children to a horrible, horrible, terrible disease. And she told how she got through it. The third woman got up and talked about how she had been sexually abused by her father and how her father had sexually abused her daughter. She talked about that and how she got through it. The guy who got up to close the conference, he said, we all have stories that need to be shared. We all have stories that need to be shared. Someone here today, it might be that lady in the back row who's sitting here, who just found out her husband had an affair and doesn't know how she's going to get through it. She doesn't know how she's going to get through it unless the lady in the front row stands up and says how she got through it. The lady in the back row who's here today who has a child who with a terminal illness, she doesn't know how she's going to get through it, but the lady who stood in the front row and talked about how she did, that's given her hope. You guys, we all have stories and they need to be shared. You need to give people hope that they can get through these hard things. All right? Hope and love are two of my most favorite words in the whole entire world. You guys, self-love, it's so huge. You cannot pour from an empty glass. You cannot love anyone else unless you love yourself. You can't let anyone else love you unless you love yourself. Self-love is so huge. That's what you coaches are doing. You're helping people get results, have the transformation, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual. Most times it's all four, but you're helping them get their self-esteem, self-confidence, their self-respect, their self-love back. I'm going to stop sharing. You're doing an amazing thing. I love you coaches more than anything. You guys have changed my life, and I see how many others you've changed. It's unbelievable. But I have a sister she's extremely overweight, probably 60, 70, maybe 80 pounds overweight. And my parents always say, Lacey, why can't you help her? Like, you have helped hundreds of people lose hundreds, if not thousands of pounds. Why can't you help her? And I'm like, she is the one person who I want to help more than anything. I'm worried about her health. I see how sad she is. But guess what? Like, until she's ready, she's not ready. And it's caused kind of a shift in our relationship. And so I say, I'm like, Nicole, I've given you all the tools. And I say, get online, search for Beachbody coaches, like, see who you want to follow, see who you mesh well with, get on Shakeology, start doing a program, and join their challenge group. Because we are amazing. You guys are doing an amazing thing. It's the best time ever to start, to restart, to relaunch, to launch your Beachbody business. It's the best time ever. The Spring into Health Fitness Challenge, that's awesome. It's spring. We're wearing less and less clothes all the time. I'm like, oh man, I can't cover that one with a jacket anymore. Like the other day I had these pants on that, like, I kind of let myself get too carried away. My boyfriend and his family cooks amazing. And every single Sunday they have like a Thanksgiving dinner, I swear. Like, I wore these pants and I was like, oh, I kind of got a little bit of a muffin top in these things. And I couldn't wear a jacket. I wore a jacket and I got so stinking hot. And I was like, who cares? You all can see the muffin top. I don't care. But you guys, people want to look better. They want to feel better. They want to be able to play with their kids. I love when Ruth Schroner, she talked about inviting. And she said, yes, coaches, inviting, it does suck sometimes. But she said, you know what? She said, why would you share the most amazing thing in your life? Why wouldn't you share that? She said, if you're not inviting, she says, think of that mom that you see on social media, that you only see pictures of her kids, you only see pictures of her husband, but she is never anywhere to be found because she does not like the way she looks. She's embarrassed. You guys, those pictures that you saw of me, 30 pounds heavier, my roommates had those, because if you took a picture of me like that, I would freak out. And any picture I had of me like that, delete. I went through like a whole year, and I used to post on social media all the time. Went through a whole year. I'm like, I was embarrassed how I looked. And I'd always say, when I lose my weight, when I get back to my size, when I get back to this, then I'll start living life again. Nope. Nope, it doesn't work like that. Guys, think of those young girls who are 100 pounds overweight And every single day they look at themselves in the mirror and they tell themselves that they're worthless, that they're fat, that they're disgusting, that they don't deserve anything because of the way they look. So then they starve themselves and they become so sick and hungry that then they binge, and that cycle starts over and over and over again. Guys, think of those girls who need you. Social media and magazines and billboards and TV, whatever, it's put such a weird image in especially females' minds about what they're supposed to look like. Oh man, you guys, it's crazy. And our young girls, my little niece, she was 8 years old, and she says, we were riding one day, and she was like, my inner thighs are jiggly. And I was like, how does she even know what inner thighs are? And how does she even know what the word jiggly is? I said, where'd you hear that? She says, oh, Natasha at school said that her mom says it all the time. And so then she started wiggling hers, so I started wiggling mine. And I was like, you guys, it's getting younger and younger and younger. When I trained a client, she had a 6-year-old who, no, not a 6-year-old, she had a 7-year-old who asked her for her phone so she could download a booty app and an ab app. And I was like, oh my heavens. So you guys, you need to reach out to people, you need to help them. Think of that guy who's having triple bypass heart surgery, who's telling his family, don't worry, I'm gonna come through, I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna make it through this. I'm gonna live to see my grandkids grow up. Think of their family who is just scared out of their minds that he's not gonna make it through. You guys, you gotta reach out, and you can't just create a Facebook event and just invite the masses. You gotta do that personal invite. That personal invite. And that is making you step outside your comfort zone. It totally is. And for the first time in my life, I saw how, oh my heavens, when your posts don't get traction, it's like, oh, what the heck? You know, like, the pictures usually get 3 or 4, you know, like 200 or 300 likes. Like, what, only 20? Huh? But no, people are watching. People are watching. And the most freeing feeling in the world is when you don't care about anyone else, the man upstairs, and you thinking about you. You don't care about your neighbor or Joe Smo or Sally Sue or Betty Bob across the street. You don't care. It's not if they'll join you, it's when. All you have to do is show up. That's it. That's all you have to do is show up. Guess what? That seems easy. It sounds easy on paper, but it's hard. And I love the quote that says, it's not hard work, but you've got to work hard. And I love the quote too that says, if you are persistent, you will get it. If you are consistent, you will keep it. So guys, in the beginning, when you're super persistent because you have this transformation, you want to show everyone, you have all the success. And then all of a sudden life happens and you go like, phew. Guys, personal development will be your best friend. You're going to have highs and lows the entire time, because that's just the entrepreneurial, whatever, roller coaster. That's just the life or the mind of an entrepreneur. It's like, my business is amazing. Oh my gosh, it's so horrible. This is so great. I love it so much. I hate this. It's like that whole, you're going to have highs and lows the whole time. As long as they're not extreme highs or extreme lows, you're going to be just fine. You coaches, you're amazing. You saved me. You totally did. Like, the man upstairs knew I needed this job. He knew I needed to meet you guys. He knew I needed to hear your stories. He knew that you guys were going to help me get my life back. You guys, you're all helping me achieve results to lead a healthy, I always had a happy, fulfilling life. I seriously thank you all. Keep sharing, because there are so many people out there. When Carl says the obesity rate is going higher and higher and higher, why? There's 450,000 of us. Why is it going higher and higher and higher? It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be, you guys. Reach out, share your stories. All right, share your stories. People need you. Okay, we've got a couple minutes for any questions, any comments. Get yourself to a Super Saturday. The success stories are unbelievable. That I Am Team Beachbody video. Oh, you guys, just chills everywhere. Like, oh, and Craig, when you look at the camera and say, I am Team Beachbody, like, oh, it just seriously, you guys, I was just like, it was unbelievable. And I love when I see your guys' faces, because as I walk around the office, I see tons of your faces. You guys, you've changed yourself, most importantly, but you're changing the world. We are one challenge pack at a time. We're changing the world. That's what we're doing. And Carl, I love that I work for corporate, because I see what goes on behind closed doors. I see how Carl and Jeff and Michael really are. And they are every bit as amazing behind closed doors as they are on stage. And that says so much. That says so much. You guys, their vision, their mission, everything about them, they truly want to help people. And that says so much. I love that I work on the corporate side. And I tell all my friends, all my family, all my neighbors, anyone who asks me about fitness and health, because I've been in it for so long, I say Beachbody is amazing. Like their vision, everything about them is unbelievable. Keep on sharing your stories, you guys. Get to a Super Saturday. Love and adore you all. Thank you so much for listening to me rattle on. Craig, go see yourself in that video. It's awesome. Okay, guys, have the best time ever. I'll see you next week. Have the best weekend, the best time of Super Saturday, and just cherish every moment. Just be there. Don't be there on your phone. Don't be there, like, go there to just be in the present. Be in the present. I think too many times at NLC, Jericho and Joel, they said, we're going to have the big, huge super workout. And they're like, all right, everyone, take your phone and put it on the side of the room. They're like, do not touch it. They're like, we don't want you there, like, Facebooking live and doing video here. And like, they're like, we want you to be in the moment. It was the most amazing masterclass ever. Because you guys, with this job, it can take us away. Like, Facebook this, post this, and it can make you crazy. Take time to unplug, to unwind, to be in the present moment. All right? Love and adore you all. Mwah, mwah. Virtual hugs and kisses. I can do that. Hopefully. Okay, guys, you're amazing. Have an awesome night. Go to Super Saturday. I'll see you next week. Bye, everybody. Oh, wait. You know what? We need a screenshot. Hold on really quick. Screenshot. Do. Okay. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. I think that worked. I don't know. Okay, guys, have a good night. Bye.